Good morning this Wednesday, the 19th of April. I'm Grady Wolfe, a market analyst with Bell Direct. The RBA meeting minutes for April were released yesterday, which spooked the market into sell-off mode amid hints that the RBA is eyeing off further rate hikes to come after pausing in April to assess economic conditions. The RBA's board believe there is still a strong case for further rate hikes to come amid concerns that the growing population and ongoing wages growth in the public sector is still not under control and in line with the slowdown in economic growth previous rate hikes have been targeting. CBA and some other economists now expect the RBA to hike the nation's cash rate by a further 25 basis points in May, which would take the cash rate to 3.85%, while ANZ said the RBA could go either way. The local bourse responded negatively to the release of the RBA's minutes yesterday, with the ASX closing the second trading session of the week down 0.29%, led by a sharp sell-off in energy and consumer staples stocks. The energy sector was weighed down amid declining gas prices on the back of excess global LNG supply. It was a big day for healthcare companies yesterday, with some big news moving some key players in the sector. Drug development company Neuren jumped over 5% yesterday, reaching a record high share price after announcing it has earned $40 million as an earn-out payment from its US partner, Arcadia Pharmaceuticals, for the first commercial sale of the company's drug trofinetide in the US. And Telix Pharmaceuticals led the market gains yesterday, soaring over 12% a day after the commercial stage biopharmaceutical company released its quarterly cash flow statement and accompanying activities report for the first quarter, including revenue of $100.1 million. Overseas, China's GDP growth rate data released yesterday came in at 4.5% growth year-on-year in the first quarter, which beat expectations of 4% growth and rose from 2.9% growth in the fourth quarter as the country ramps up operations after emerging from lengthy COVID-19 lockdowns. Chinese retail sales also grew the most in nearly 2 years in March, increasing by 10.6% year-on-year as sales picked up, especially for gold and silver jewelry. Overnight in the US, Wall Street closed mixed as investors digested big corporate earnings results, including from Goldman Sachs, which reported weaker than expected revenue, and Johnson & Johnson, which beat estimates. Investors are concerned the Fed will continue raising rates, though, into a potential recession, so big corporate profits beating already low expectations aren't surprising in the current environment. The Dow Jones fell 0.03% on Tuesday, the S&P 500 closed 0.09% higher, and the Nasdaq inched down 0.04% at the end of a lackluster day on Wall Street. In Europe overnight, markets closed higher as investors continue to gauge the health of the global economy on top of big corporate earnings results. The Stoxx 600 rose 0.4% to close at a 14-month high. Germany's DAX added 0.6%. The French CAC rose 0.47%, and in the UK, the FTSE 100 rose 0.4%. Taking a look at commodities this morning, oil is down 0.23% at $80.65 a barrel. Gold is up almost 0.5% at $2,004 an ounce, and iron ore is down 1.67% at $118 a tonne. One Aussie dollar is buying 67 US cents, 90.13 Japanese yen, 53.99 British pence, and 1 New Zealand dollar and 8 cents. Ahead of the local trading session here in Australia, the SPI futures are anticipating the ASX to open 0.12% higher to start the midweek session in the green. There is no local economic data out today. However, in the UK, the country's inflation rate data for March will be released at 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, with consensus expecting a slight decline to 9.8% from 10.4% in February. And now let's dive into some trading ideas for your consideration today. Bell Potter has downgraded its price target on Regis Resources from $2.88 to $2.77, but maintain a buy rating on the company after the gold miner released preliminary group gold production for the March quarter 2023 of 103.7 thousand ounces, which fell short of expectations and was down 11.6% quarter on quarter. And Trading Central has identified a bullish signal on Cleanaway Waste Management following the formation of a pattern over a period of 32 days, which is roughly the same amount of time the share price may rise from the close of $2.49 to the range of $2.61 to $2.65, according to standard principles of technical analysis. And that's all we have time for today. Have a wonderful Wednesday and happy investing.